Morning, everybody, and welcome to the energy update for this week from the 23rd of January. So, we're almost at the end of January, and I'm sure we're all feeling the stress. There's just so much to do. And have you noticed how a lot of things are falling apart around you? Maybe it's things in your house or just things that need to be done, things that have to be reorganized. There's just so many things that we have to shift around, move around, clean out is very important, and to not stay stuck in old habits. I was laughing at my husband this morning because I was throwing out the old carpets that we were using for the wolves, and he was sentimental about the one, and he almost kept it. And he's such a hoarder. And I just started laughing because if we start saving old carpets that are done for, I don't know what's going on. But it's just a means of noticing how we tend to be sentimental about things that doesn't belong in our life anymore, and how those things take up space that holds us back from inviting new and beautiful things and experiences. So the card that I drew from my Archangel card deck is actually Archangel Lidriel Sabbatical. Look at that beautiful artwork. So what this sabbatical means is that it's time to just retreat a bit from the world. It doesn't mean take yourself out of the world, but just don't compare yourself or look at yourself as what's being reflected to you at this stage. Because things are falling apart, the angels actually said to me last night when I was doing my meditation, our lives are being deconstructed. So a lot of things are falling apart, a lot of things are being taken apart for us to realize we can put it together in a new way. But it's traumatic because even the things that we felt passionate about doesn't make sense anymore. I find lots of the activities that I used to find calms me and blesses me and helps me feel fulfilled just doesn't make sense anymore. And I realized it's not necessarily about moving away from these things, but redefining them again and finding what they do bring us and how we need to maybe shift inside of that to again find the passion and what it's worth to us and how it supports us, where it might have become a habit that we thought would support us all the time if we just show up and do it. Because unfortunately, a lot of people, very busy people, they decide to commit to something like yoga, whatever, and show up every week, but they don't internalize it. They don't feel the value. They don't feel the spiritual connection as to why your soul is in need of this. And if we don't bring it in onto soul level, it's not making sense anymore. So everything is just being pulled apart as to what we think and believe. And I see it connected to our fears as well. How we go into these fears of worthlessness because we measure ourselves according to the amount of people that show up for a class or a teaching, or the amount of people that join us in something, or the friends that we have left, or whatever way you value yourself or you judge yourself. This needs to be looked at. So the sabbatical means just pull yourself back from the world a bit and be in your own space. Although you still need to go to work and do the normal things, just be inside, go into your temple and be aware of what you need, what's going on here, what's being pulled apart, what's being ripped apart, so that it can make space for beauty. So another thing that the angels have shown me for this week is to go back to nature. Surround yourself with green. Bit difficult without rain lately, but bring in as much green as you can. go and interact with the trees, go and hold a tree, go and lie on the grass, or dress in green and use green crystals to energize, because green is about new growth, new possibilities. And we are all under a lot of stress to make a very important decision. And it's like we can't see through it. I see it with so many of my clients where I give the message and it's like they understand the message, and then afterwards they go and analyze it and compare how it can fit into their life and plans, and then they throw out the message. And it's sad, but it made me aware to look inside to also see where I tend to do it. Where do I tend to receive the blessings and the interaction with spirit and not make it part of my life, not assimilate it within my being? And this is what makes us feel so lost and disconnected, because we don't have an interaction with the God energy. We don't feel the sacredness anymore. So how do you invest in time for sacred experiences? So if you can, try and take this week or this weekend and just go away for a bit, or just ignore people. Lock yourself in your house this Saturday and don't say yes to anybody, and just be with yourself. And if you can, in the garden especially, or at the ocean, or somewhere where nature speaks to you and earth speaks to you. And it's like this journey to Ireland, and I can hear the landscapes calling me. And we don't always understand the power of putting yourself into a certain landscape, allowing yourself to trust that you can be there, or believe, or just invest that money in buying a ticket and going to Cape Town, or whatever you need to do. Because whatever you invest, the dividends will come back to you as spiritual energy, as life energy to build upon again, so that we don't stay stuck in this mud, this mess of deconstruction that's lying around us, all this chaos. And be willing to actually just kick those things away and affirm to yourself and to God that you are ready to be put together again in a whole new way, without all the preconceived ideas of who you are, who you're supposed to be, and all the effort that you've put into it, and it's still not working. Maybe it's just time for us to turn our backs on that and to find a new way. And that's why I say it's painful, it's difficult. That's why our energies are so low, because we need to be in the space of surrender and not trying to control everything. And I can't reiterate how important this is on Earth, for where the Earth's energy is going. And we're all taking part very actively in making these decisions that takes us away from fear, or being overly responsible, or what we think we are supposed to be for everybody, and actually show up for ourselves. Show up for spirit and the way that they want to work through you. Your soul chose this long ago, to be here on the earth right now, to be a channel of divine love. And if your schedule or your preconceived ideas don't allow that, then you are stuck in reality, and your soul is struggling to move past that so that you can live your true purpose. Do your life's work on a new level of beauty and love and transcendence. So I pray that you allow yourself that inspiration and wisdom this week. Even if you just go and sit still somewhere and ask God to show you, or just ask for that feeling of what truly feels right for you, beyond your responsibilities and expectations. I'm sending you so much love. I hope that we can join hands and walk this path together. May we remind each other of this and how important it is to not be of this world, but to be in this world to create change. And I will also be talking about this Thursday evening in my online Zoom session. So if you want to work with us in a group, you don't even have to put your camera on. You can just be present. It's just about working through, being aware of the deconstruction that's happening in your life. What doesn't make sense anymore, and how to deal with it, and how to use it to create, to empower yourself, and to have joy. Above all, it's about joy and peace. And Spirit wants us to return to that because that is our own truth. That's your essence. Allow us to be there together. Join a group. Be with us so that we can create this change, this beauty on earth. Take good care of yourself, guys.